One thing that's much easier to interpret from our line plot is any trend in the data. We can see here there's short dips in the attendance. They occur fairly regularly with some period. These might be weekends. And we see another fairly large drop towards the end of the year. Now, while the flu may be apparent in the tabular data due to the sharp and somewhat extended decline in attendance, it is much easier to spot with the visual representation of the data. And other more subtle patterns, such as the weekend dips, may be impossible to notice from the tabular representation alone. This is due to the fact that it does not dip to zero or close to zero, let's say because there's weekend classes or extracurricular activities. And it is only apparent when you look at the pattern over time of the periodic activity of ups and downs. Let's say, however, that I want to know how many students were in school on January 14th. Since we are interested in simply looking up a specific attendance on a specific day, the table is much easier to understand, as we can look to the exact row we need and look across to the single number that represents the attendance for that day. Often this behavior of drilling down to a specific datum, in this case January 14th, can be incorporated into a visual graphic through animation and annotation, which is actually what dimple.js, the library we will use in just a second, allows us to do. But in this example of a static chart, it is much easier to look up the attendance for a single day in the table rather than have to look at a potentially large and nuanced plot of days and go across to attendance.